again.
To be able to set a tone like that, that's so huge.
Pete Crow Armstrong delivers.
We put together that really beautiful inning, and it held up. They know us, we know them. You got to come out firing.
That ball is gone.
All kind of drama dripping right now.
It is an electric atmosphere on a chilly October night on the north side of Chicago. Still some fight left in these Chicago Cubs, who have won not one, but 2 elimination games and look to win a third to keep their season alive here tonight. It's the 2025 National League Division Series on TBS, presented by Booking.com. Game 4 from Wrigley Field. The Milwaukee Brewers lead the Chicago Cubs 2-1. How did we get here? In Game 1, Freddie Peralta was brilliant in a 9-3 Brewers win. Game 2, the Brewers had a bullpen game. Jacob Mizorowski got credited with the win. But in Game 3, Pete Crow Armstrong came through with a clutch hit in a nail-biter to force this Game 4. And we welcome you inside. Great to be with you once again. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara here with you. The pivot point in every one of these games seems to be the first inning, and the Cubs got their turn with 4 first-inning runs in Game 3.
Well, it was all led off by Michael Busch, who's been their probably complete and best hitter all season long. His second leadoff home run in this series. Nico Horner now has 5 of the 13 total hits the Cubs have produced in this series, and maybe the hit that turned the tide of this series, Pete Crow Armstrong with the big 2-run single.
Matthew Boyd looks for a bounce back. He gets the start after a rough go of it in Game 1 of this series.
They would not be here unless the great work of Boyd this summer. He had 14 wins, 12 of them came here in Wrigley.
Well, starting pitching has been a story for both teams. Both teams are thin in that department, and as a result, the bullpens have been in focus. And the better of the two has been that of the Brewers. They have been sensational.
Yeah, Pat Murphy has done just an incredible job of using these pitchers in the right spot. Jacob Mizorowski with 3 shutout innings. Abner Uribe, who was their closer down the stretch, was outstanding in Game 2. And yesterday, Grant Anderson with 2 beautiful innings. 18 innings pitched by this relief corps, only 1 run allowed, 19 punch-outs. But the Brewers are hoping they don't have to use them as much in tonight's game because they have their ace, Freddie Peralta, on the mound. Freddie now against the Cubs' career 10-3 against these Cubbies.
Now the Brewers with another chance to clinch this series. The Cubs looking to stay alive and force a Game 5. Strap in. Game 4 from the friendly confines coming up next. Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Alex Faust, Ron Darling here with you. Wrigley Field in Chicago. Chilly night, temperatures in the 50s. Wind not a huge factor as of now, but we'll keep an eye on it as we're moments away from first pitch of Game 4. Let's welcome in Lauren Jabara down the field. Lauren.
Thanks so much, Alex. Yeah, not as much wind tonight. Matthew Boyd taking the ball for the Chicago Cubs, hoping to slow down some of those Brewers bats, and no one has been hotter at Wrigley Field this season. A 12-1 record with 2.51 ERA across 15 starts. I saw Matthew Boyd out here about 2.5 hours before game time, standing in the dugout, just soaking it all in, guys. The calm before the storm. Craig Counsell told me that Boyd is completely rested after throwing 30 pitches in his last start. The key for him tonight, getting through those first 5 hitters and finding early rhythm. Catcher Carson Kelly also told me Matthew's greatest strength is his ability to analyze, adjust, and execute. He said when it comes off a tough one, he pinpoints exactly what he needs to change and attacks it right away. Now that combination of rest and conviction is what the Cubs are counting on as Boyd looks to set the tone early here at Wrigley.
You know, Lauren, what's really funny is when we met with Craig Counsell before the game, he was almost reaching up to the baseball gods and saying, please, let's just have an easy first inning.
Well, both teams have had adventures in this series early on. As you take a look at the regular season numbers for Matthew Boyd, and as Lauren detailed, much better here at Wrigley Field during the regular season. You take a look at the arsenal for Boyd, mostly a fastball pitcher.
He's a guy that will pitch to contact, but I think most importantly, he's a guy that's exceeded all the limits in starts and in innings pitched. How much does he have left? Does he have enough adrenaline to give them a good start here in Game 4?
Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago, battled his way back into a job in the big leagues as we take a look at the Brewers batting order here with Christian Yelich once again at the top. You'll notice Andrew Vaughn back in the lineup as the Brewers will face the lefty Matthew Boyd. Pat Murphy and the Brew Crew hoping to get the job done tonight. They do not want to have to play a Game 5 on Saturday. Remember, the Brewers will have home field throughout the postseason. They have had trouble closing out series in the last couple of years, Ronnie, dating back to Game 7 of the NLCS in 2018. Milwaukee has lost 4 straight potential clinchers, and of course all the fireworks have happened early in this series.
There's only been 11 other runs scored throughout the rest of the game. The Brewers have scored 9 of them. Something to keep in mind. They knocked out Boyd because the lineup was very aggressive. A lot of first pitch swinging against Boyd in Milwaukee.
Cubs trying to win their 3rd straight elimination game. The last time they did that was the 2016 World Series. Coming back from a 3-1 deficit, starting with a win here at Wrigley Field. Underway in Game 4.
Right away, Yelich. First pitch swinging on the fastball from Boyd.
We'll have to see if that's again going to be the approach for the Brewers. They were swinging early and often against Boyd in Game 1.
When you have a tough start, sometimes you have to say to yourself, okay, they were really being aggressive. Just make a little better quality pitch, be able to keep the pitch down, count down, and get through the inning quickly.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Yelich. Hitting .385 in the series. Christian Yelich, the heartbeat of this team, their leader. And he takes inside to run the count full.
Interesting, in Game 1 against Boyd, they let off with Chourio. Today, they've gone with Christian Yelich.
And Yelich takes ball 4. Inauspicious first batter for Boyd.
That always sets up the lineup nicely when your leadoff hitter, the veteran, can see that many pitches, work a walk, get on base. The bench has almost seen the full arsenal of Boyd already.
Yelich aboard for Chourio, who has now hit safely in all 6 of his career postseason games. Big cut on a fastball. He's behind 0-1.
Matthew Boyd has one of the best left-handed moves in the game. 10 pickoffs in the regular season this year.
Another swing from Chourio. He's behind 0-2. Boyd against the Brewers during the regular season scuffled in his 3 starts. 15 runs, 16 hits, and just 11 innings pitched.
He's pitched in the big leagues with Toronto, Detroit, Seattle, Cleveland, and now has found a home here on the north side.
0-2 coming. And Chourio strikes out.
Really felt like they were throwing Chourio too many strikes. Now they're starting to pitch him out of the strike zone, and there's some chase in the young right-hander's game.
How resilient can Boyd and these Cubs be? During the regular season, no team had a better record following a loss. William Contreras now. There's a strike with the curveball hitting the corner.
That's one of the key pitches for Boyd. Loves to throw that first pitch, get me over curveball to set up the rest of the at-bats.
Contreras has had a strong series, hitting .417. And a high chop to short. Swanson charges, fields, and flips to get 1. On to first to try and turn 2, but Contreras beats it out.
It's nothing that Swanson could do there. He couldn't really attack that ball. He had to play it on the big hop. Once he did that, really no chance to get Contreras at first base.
I'll bring up Bryce Terang in an unfamiliar spot. Just the second time in his career he's batting cleanup. Oh for 3 with the walk in game 3. You're right, Ronnie. We've already seen the full arsenal from Boyd. The pitch tracking has showed 5 different pitches that he's deployed.
More importantly, he's throwing them all for strikes.
Terang pops it up to left field. Wynn pushing it deeper, but Ian Happ is underneath it. And the first time that the Brewers are held without a run in the first. We'll see what the Cubs do in the home half. For the Cubs this postseason, he leads things off for Chicago. No changes from game 3 for Craig Counsell's Cubs. Freddie Peralta, the Brewers ace, toes the rubber for Milwaukee against this Cubs order that put 4 up in the first inning, but were held quiet the rest of the game, and it turned into a nail-biter late. First pitch from Peralta, a fastball at the knees for strike 1.
Peralta's got one of the best fastballs in the game, really plays, especially up in the strike zone. What a season he had, that dandy 2.70 ERA.
He's going to get some votes in the Cy Young balloting for sure. Michael Busch, meanwhile, 3 homers this postseason, tied for the most in the majors, 2 of them leadoff shots. The first player in baseball history with multiple leadoff homers in the same series. Peralta misses low and away with a changeup.
That's a pitch that Peralta has used much more this year against the left-handed batters, that good change.
And Busch is fanned.
So 2 fastballs, a changeup, and the breaking ball from Peralta. Early in his career, he could really only control the fastball in the zone. But because I think it's one of the reasons he had the big year this year is he's controlling that changeup and breaking ball as well.
We'll talk about first inning drama as Horner fouls this off. Freddie Peralta has allowed a first inning run 6 times this year. 3 of those 6 came against the Cubs. As Horner bats, he has hits in each of his first 6 career postseason games.
So why does Peralta's fastball play up? He has one of the longest strides. He lets go of the ball closer to the plate than most pitchers.
We hear so often about a fastball that plays up extension, just changes how the batter sees the ball, right?
A lot of times you'll hitters say,
wow, hard swing there.
It was like in yesterday's game on Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah. Let's see. This time.
That was more the case there than Pete Crow Armstrong's yesterday. Changeup from Peralta there. You're saying about high in the strike zone. You'll hear a lot of hitters when they talk about Peralta. They'll say, I feel like I'm on his fastball, but I'm always late.
2-2. And Horner fights it off.
I was talking about his stride before. He just gets down the hill as good as anyone in the game. You know, he's not an overly tall athlete, 6'1" or so, but boy, he gets way out there.
Horner with a ground ball left side through the hole. And a base hit for Nico Horner, who now has 6 hits in the series.
The Cubs have 14 total hits. He's got 6 of them. We're talking to Craig Counsell. He says this is exactly what Horner did the last 6 weeks of the season. He said he was just raining hits each and every game.
Lauren, you have more?
Yeah, I talked to Nico pregame, and he said, honestly, it's nothing mechanical that I've been doing differently these last 6 weeks. It's just the rhythm of the season. He said, as the year goes on, I always feel stronger, more connected at the plate, and more in sync with the flow of the game. He said, it's simple. I just feel healthy, confident, and like myself right now.
He's certainly playing to the best of his ability. Now an 8-game hit streak. And he's one of the top base stealers the last couple years in the game. Kyle Tucker bats here, coming off a multi-hit performance in Game 3.
Peralta faced the Cubs twice this year. They only allowed 3 hits. They hit .083 against them this season. It's hard to string hits together against Peralta when he has his good stuff.
The Wrigley crowd serenading him between pitches. Freddie. And he's behind 3-0.
I let him swing the bat here. One of the optimistic things that happened in yesterday's game, Tucker with 2 hits. Let him swing the bat.
It's ball 4. An uncompetitive pitch to put him aboard. And now Seiya Suzuki, who has smashed extra base hit after extra base hit this postseason. Dating back to the end of the regular season, 11 extra base hits his last 11 games. A chance to do damage early on here. And Peralta's lost the strike zone.
Last time I heard a pitcher's name being screamed by the crowd in unison, it was Johnny Cueto who was on the mound, and I was playing on a team the first time I ever heard a crowd scream a person's name, Darryl for Strawberry in right field in the '86 World Series. You have to be good for people to yell your name in unison.
Suzuki takes a strike down the pipe.
All soft stuff from Peralta against Suzuki. He has been on the fastball. It doesn't matter who throws it.
Went with the heat, misfired. Suzuki leading the Cubs with 3 runs batted in this series. He lays off and the count runs full.
We saw this yesterday with the Cubs hitters. Very patient, not chasing. That ball's off the outside corner. 3 walks they had in the first inning. You know you have a good fastball when it's a fastball count. You have to throw it. The hitter knows it's coming. Still late.
Payoff. Suzuki is struck out by Peralta. And there's that fastball elevated to get him the chase.
At times as a hitter, you feel that the fastball is coming. And once you see it out of his hand, you fire because you got the pitch you wanted, but he didn't get it where he wanted. You're not going to be able to make contact on a Freddie Peralta fastball that location.
They call him Fastball Freddie for a reason. Conversation here with William Contreras. Ian Happ, the batter.
Remember in game 1, there were 2 home runs hit off Freddie Peralta in 5 2/3 innings. Leadoff home run from Bush, and Ian Happ with a home run later in the game.
Happ's only hit this series was that homer off Freddie Peralta in game 1. Two on, 2 out. And Peralta misses with a changeup.
The wind is blowing gently across the field from right to left. A home run to right field is going to have to be crushed. Wanted that fastball up in the zone. Ended up being a changeup down. Happ had a good argument.
Happ with a drive, right field, way back there, gone! More first inning fireworks. Ian Happ takes Freddie Peralta deep for the second time in the series, and the Cubs lead 3-0.
The most senior of the Cubbies comes through in a big moment.
Strike one to Carson Kelly.
That four-seam fastball floated right in the middle of the plate. Pat Murphy was telling us today, home runs aren't hit, they're thrown. And that was thrown down the middle by Peralta. I said the ball had to be crushed to right field. That's crushed.
The Cubs have now hit a first-inning homer in 4 straight postseason games. All 4 games of this series.
It's a very stoic player, Ian Happ. You don't see too much emotion, but boy, that's got to feel good.
Kelly strikes out, but the early traffic proves perilous for Peralta. Ian Happ with a 3-run bomb, and the Cubs are up early. Pocket $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use the promo code HEAT when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. What do you know? It happened again. 32 runs in this series between the two teams. 21 of them have come in the first inning. By the way, that sets a new baseball record for the postseason for combined runs in the first inning of a series.
Well, this will be the most important attempt at putting up a 0 for Boyd all season long.
Think back to game 2. Andrew Vaughn. Cubs took a 3-0 lead. Vaughn tied it up with a 3-run homer.
Well, it's one of the reasons that the Brewers have a lead in this series, because every time they have given up runs, they've had an answer.
Vaughn, who came in as a pinch hitter in game 3. Terrific mid-season acquisition by Milwaukee. 46 runs batted in 64 games during the regular season, and he draws the leadoff walk. Take a look at the first inning for the Cubs. It's after that where they've had their problems.
And part of that, what we showed in the open, the relievers for Milwaukee have just been so good.
Caleb Durbin showing bunt.
No team shows bunt more than the Brewers. They might not bunt, but they show bunt.
In the postseason this year, there have been 11 sacrifice bunts. That's more than the total from all of last year's playoffs.
You see a bit of that good move from Boyd. Almost kind of a Bach move. Really doesn't step towards first. Steps towards home and then throws to first.
Rookie Caleb Durbin at the plate here. And he bounces one to the right side softly. Horner has a long way to go, and he'll make the play at first.
Very interesting. In game one, the start by Boyd, it was on a similar ball to Nico Horner that he didn't come up with. And the Brewers end up scoring 6 runs in that inning. Nice play by Horner there.
Well, Durbin was showing bunt. It winds up being a swinging bunt to move the runner over in a scoring position. Sal Frelick here. And Boyd unable to get the call on a pitch that looked like it caught the corner.
You know what's interesting about these 5-game series? Sometimes when the teams who get up 2-0, once they've lost game 3, that pressure starts to go on their side, even though they have the lead.
A looping breaking ball. And Boyd couldn't get to drop into the zone. And for Milwaukee, yes, personnel have changed. They still haven't won a playoff series since 2018. Despite making it to the postseason 7 out of 8 years. Frelick lays off.
Council 10-14 in the postseason in his managerial career. Many of those games with the Brewers.
Outruns full here on Frelick. Third full count for Boyd. Wound up walking Yelich and walking Vaughn. Frelick, hard ground ball. Nice stop by Bush, who gets to the bag for the second out.
The ball was hit pretty sharply to the left of Michael Bush. He gets over there, goes to his knees to make sure he gets that glove to the ball first before it takes a bigger hop, and then the hustle to first. You just don't know where that ball's going to bounce. You're almost preparing yourself, Michael Bush, for a bad hop. He didn't get it.
And now can the Cubs get out of this inning? Blake Perkins at the plate here. Milwaukee has been so good this series with 2 outs. 13 hits, 11 runs batted in.
It's interesting. You see Michael Bush at first pinched in, respecting maybe the 2-out bunt here from Perkins.
He's in again. And now backs up. Perkins with a fly ball to right. Suzuki underneath it. And the inning is over. Leadoff walk is stranded. Three 3-0 Chicago here in Game 4. Pete Crow Armstrong due up. Lead things off for Chicago. It is interesting how the Cubs and Pete Crow Armstrong go hand in hand. When he's hitting, the team's feeling good. He had the big hit early in Game 3.
He was out taking some early batting practice off the traject machine.
Trying to get one out of here.
Entering tonight, the Cubs had just 3 hits this postseason with runners in scoring position. PCA had 2 of them.
3 wins and 3 hits.
He shows bunt with 2 strikes. Peralta off the mound, and he makes the throw on target.
If you remember yesterday, he bunted with 2 strikes as well. Just trying to do anything to get on base. Those bunts, whenever you're bunting against the defense, you have to bunt them harder so you make the infielders play it. Peralta, a good fielder.
Yeah, in both instances, not really much of a push bunt. Strike 1 to Dansby Swanson. Oh, and 2. We're talking about the Cubs in after the first inning. In this series, Cubs hitters just 12 for 80. A .150 batting average. They were stuck on 3 runs for 13 straight games, 3 or fewer runs until Game 3. Sharply hit foul.
Then the 4th run yesterday, scored on a wild pitch.
1-2 up and in. Swanson just 2 for 10 this series with 5 strikeouts. Swanson strikes out for the 6th time this series. 2 gone.
5 outs for Peralta in this game so far, 4 of them on strikeout. Good breaking ball here.
Now Matt Shaw, a rookie who's done a fine job as he shows bunt and finding ways to get on base even though he's still looking for his first hit.
He was out with Pete Crow Armstrong taking extra hitting. Their hitting coach, Justin Turner, their teammate.
Good, William.
Yeah, Turner has been described by many as like having an extra coach on the staff. All that playoff experience. Got the start in Game 2. Matt Shaw, who's drawn 4 walks this series, leading the Cubs in that department. Sticks the bat head out there, bounces one to third. Caleb Durbin, long throw, wide of the bag. And Shaw is aboard.
In today's game, teams love to play their third baseman deep. But when the ball is not hit as sharply, it makes for a tremendously long throw. And if you're not on the money, the hitter's going to beat it out.
Infield single for Shaw. Strike one to Michael Busch. Welcome those of you who just saw the Dodgers walk off the Phillies in extra innings. A dramatic finish there. As has been the case in every game of this series, the drama has happened early once again here in Chicago. A 3-run homer from Ian Happ in the first inning off Freddie Peralta as the Cubs up 3-0. Trying to survive another elimination game and force a Game 5 in Milwaukee on Saturday. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara here with you at Wrigley Field.
The Dodgers will be playing for the National League pennant again.
Which one of these teams will they face? Peralta staying away from Michael Busch, who was homered 3 times this postseason, twice in this series.
Seemed like Peralta's game plan against the most or the toughest hitters in the Cubs lineup. Plenty of secondary pitches.
Skip one in the dirt there. Freddie Peralta, the Brewers ace. Strong outing in Game 1. But already dinged up here in game number 4. Runner goes from first on 3-2. It's ball 4. Ian Happ saw a fastball and crushed it in the first inning. Way up into the right field seats.
I think there's been 4 3-run home runs in this series. You don't see a lot of that in the post.
So here's Nico Horner, who has a home run in this series. It's now in 8 straight games for Horner after a multi-hit game in Game 3. And Horner fouls this off at 96. Cubs looking to make it through a 3rd elimination game this postseason.
This ball served like a 2-seamer out of the hand, even though it was a 4-seamer running in on Horner.
And Horner goes fishing. Peralta deploying the full arsenal.
Throws the slider away. Sometimes when a fastball's in on the hitter and he fouls it off himself, he anticipates it's going to be the same pitch. He didn't get it.
And Horner stays alive. Milwaukee Brewers with a 2nd straight game trying to clinch and get to the NLCS. Horner again gets a piece.
The Brewers like to play the underdog, but they were the best team in baseball with the most wins.
97 of them during the regular season, a franchise record for Milwaukee.
They feel it's their time.
Horner, a liner caught by Durbin. 2 runners left stranded. For those of you watching on TNT, flip on over to TBS. We're through 2 at Wrigley. And more, visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. Many fans bundled up with their winter gear. It's a little chilly down there, but not bad, all things considered, for an October night on the north side. Temperatures in the mid-50s. October baseball at its finest.
Not as much wind as there was in last evening's ball game.
Joey Ortiz, the batter here for the Brewers.
The Brewers have been so tenacious offensively all season long.
Ortiz gone on 3 pitches to begin the 3rd. Lauren downstairs moments ago with Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
Pat, I know you told us earlier that home runs are thrown, not hit. What have you seen from Freddie so far through 2 innings?
Yeah, Freddie's shown the ball pretty good, but it's been a tough environment for him, and Ian Happ put a great swing on a pitch, and it was a pitch that he was able to hit out of the ballpark down the middle, and credit him. And you know, he's a great hitter. He's hurt us badly in the past, and it's unfortunate, but we got a lot of game left.
If we know anything about your hitters, you guys can get back into this thing easily. What's the key to taking advantage of Matthew Boyd?
Well, we got to be aggressive, and we got to come out and let it go. You know, let it go and have fun with it. And we got ourselves to this point, and we still got a lot of baseball left, so I feel confident we'll come back.
Murph, appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's how you like your leader, right? He's got perspective. He knows his team's going to come back. He's got confidence in his team because he's seen him do it all season long.
These Brewers, the best road team in baseball during the regular season. They have found ways to string together hits, move guys over. Churio with a bouncing ball up the middle, and he has a 2-out hit. And that's part of the reason for their success, is they are rarely retired in order.
Yeah, they've hit so well with 2 outs in this series. Yesterday was an example of them not doing that well, but this entire series, you feel like you're going to get them 1, 2, 3. Next thing you know, you have 2 out with 2 on with 2 outs.
William Contreras now. And he swings through a changeup. His homer in game 2. A go-ahead shot proved to be the game winner. Talk about the Brewers and 2 outs. Their on-base percentage, Ronnie, with 2 outs, .452 this series. And Contreras out in front of this one.
And what we were talking about in yesterday's game, didn't find that magic with 2 outs.
Ball and 2 strikes to Contreras. And Boyd's pitch is fouled straight back.
So you're watching Boyd. You very rarely see him throw the same pitch twice. He's really just trying to use that 5-6 pitch arsenal and just change it up each and every time he delivers the ball to the plate.
Contreras went around. And the Brewers strand another base runner. 3 of them left on the bases already tonight for Milwaukee. 18th at 9:30 Eastern on TNT. Go to MLB.com/golf for more details. Some of the scenes from the early going here. Game 4 in Chicago. First pitch swinging for Kyle Tucker against Freddie Peralta. It's fouled back. Tucker, who walked on 4 pitches his first time, wound up being plated on the 3-run homer from Ian Happ in the first inning. He's behind here 0-2.
Interesting, when you watch Peralta, usually he has kind of a hybrid windup that looks like the stretch, but now to me it looks like he's just gone to straight stretch even with no one on base. Why do you do that? Sometimes your mechanics feel off out of the windup, so you just make it simpler.
Stayed with the off-speed stuff so far. Tucker still looking for his first extra base hit this postseason, and Tucker with a fly ball to left. Churio is there. One gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. Craig Counsell moments ago with Lauren Jabara.
Craig, more fireworks certainly for your team. Ian Happ getting things going in the first inning. What has he meant to this organization this year?
Well, I'm really happy for Ian. That was a big hit. He hasn't had a great postseason so far, but that was an enormous one, and feel a little weight lift off it, and puts us in a great lead.
I know you said you wanted to see Matthew Boyd make it through the first five batters, really settle in. He has 27 strikes out of 40 pitches. What have you seen from him so far?
Well, he's pitching well, and he's got the kind of back and forth with the slow and hard going right now, and that's when he's at his best. He's throwing strikes with both pitches, and it's a lot to handle for the hitter.
Craig, appreciate it.
You got it.
Well, Boyd has been everything he's wanted him to be early in this game, and it looks like maybe Peralta's settled down a little. You know, when you're not having the offensive game that you want to have, or offensive series, Happ hasn't hit a lot. But Boyd, every once in a while, just get that big hit. Is bigger than multiple hits.
He waits on deck behind Seiya Suzuki. He looks in a bouncing breaking ball. One-two. Spoiled foul. Suzuki, who finished with a career high in homers during the regular season, but an up and down year. Cooled off in the second half, and then about the final week of the regular season found another gear. He's been red hot ever since.
Well, he joins a list of only 3 Japanese players have hit 30 home runs and driven more than 100 driven in. Otani, of course, has done it 3 times. Hideki Matsui as well.
Suzuki with a ground ball to short. Ortiz charges and makes the play. Ian Happ coming to the plate. Lauren, you have more?
I do. I talked to Ian Happ a little bit earlier, and he said it's been really fun to see this Cubs organization grow through every stage of its evolution. He said, look, I wasn't part of that 2016 World Series team, but from 2017, 18, 19, he said, I was still with those guys that carried a piece of that World Series core. He said, to now, we're a completely new group of guys that built our own identity. He said, even though he didn't experience that championship run, seeing how much it meant to the city and the fans gave him real appreciation for what Cubs baseball represents. And over the past few years, as that old core moved on, Happ said it's been even more rewarding to help build something new with guys like Dansby, Jamison Tyone, Nico Horner. He said, we've really built this ourselves, and that's what makes this version of the Cubs so special and so meaningful to him and the city of Chicago.
Lauren, he is the only player on the Cubs roster from their last postseason appearance in 2020. It's the first time they've had fans at a playoff game here at Wrigley Field since 2018. 2 balls and a strike here to Happ. And it's been a quick turnaround, big time roster transition from A teardown only a couple of years ago. Kyle Schwarber moved on. Anthony Rizzo at the tail end of his career. Javi Baez traded. Chris Bryant traded. Jake Arrieta, Yu Darvish both traded.
How about the postseason that Javi Baez is having for the Detroit Tigers?
They'll have a winner-take-all game tomorrow. Two balls and 2 strikes. Happ out in front of this one.
Well, these Cubs hitters have really been pushing Peralta. This is the 7th batter that's seen 6 or more pitches in an at-bat.
And Happ with a high fly ball to right. Frelick on the warning track underneath it, and he makes the catch. A 1-2-3 third for Peralta here in Chicago. The end of year awards voting is underway. You can make your voice heard. Vote to select the 2025 All MLB team. Your chance to be part of history and honor the season's top performers. Terms and conditions apply. See MLB.com/AllMLB for details. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara here with you. Wrigley Field in Chicago. Another elimination game for the Cubs. For the Brewers, another chance to clinch and move on to the NLCS. Only 7 teams have come back from 0-2 in the Division Series format since 1995 to win the series. Bryce Terang here.
Well, whatever team gets through this series, they know who their opponent's going to be. The Los Angeles Dodgers.
And play for another pennant. Looping curveball from Boyd, who's used every tool in his toolbox tonight. Terang out in front. Strikes out. Number 4 for Boyd.
Well, Matthew Boyd now is making up pitches out there. He dropped to sidearm position on that breaking ball that made a perfect pitch down and away. Terang's had a little trouble left on left with the breaking ball in this series.
Another breaking ball. Floating into the strike zone from Boyd. Andrew Vaughn, the batter. And he pops this up off the hands. Bush got it. 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season with FanDuel.
You know what I appreciate about Matthew Boyd? There still is a place in this game for guys who change speeds. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Uses not only his physical gifts, but his intelligence on how to get hitters out.
I feel like, Ron, there is still a place in the game for any pitcher who wants to do that.
Right? It's just we're attracted to the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, so that's what we usually see.
Caleb Durbin here. Behind 0-2.
So it's not only with changing speeds, it's not only with changing pitches and arsenal, it's also changing arm positions. Sometimes sidearm, sometimes 3/4, sometimes for him almost over the top. He's throwing that fastball into righties, keeping them honest to set up the slow stuff away.
Boyd, an all-star for the first time in his career this summer. Under the radar acquisition for the Cubs. This is his first full major league season in 6 years. Derailed by injuries. He made 3 starts in the postseason last year for the Guardians. Called strike 3 on the inner half. 5 strikeouts now for Matthew Boyd. And he is cruising through 4 innings of work. Cubs up 3-0. All right, here are the latest betting odds from DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bets live today. Sign up with the promo code HEATS. Freddie Peralta facing Carson Kelly. Pops the first pitch foul.
One of the things that is not really talked about with the Cubs offense this year is how much they've gotten from the catching position. Now Carson Kelly's been their #1 guy, but 30 home runs, 99 RBIs have come out of that position over the course of the year. Guys like Miguel Amaya, Reese McGuire, who's the backup now, and others. Ballesteros.
Kelly during the regular season, 17 homers, 50 runs batted in.
It pales in comparison to the Heinstopper in Seattle, but still.
Oh, well. Carson Kelly, born in Chicago, though grew up in Portland, Oregon. Despite that, he still grew up a Cubs fan. Originally drafted as a third baseman by the Cardinals. But they moved him behind the plate.
Oh, no. There you go.
Carson Kelly, his career was on life support a couple of years ago. Released by the Diamondbacks, but has found his way back. Strikes out here to open up the 4th. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate here. Lauren?
He is, and you know he plays with his emotion on his sleeve. We've seen it all series long, and it really helps him to get his game up and going. But at the same time, I asked him, Pete, how do you manage those emotions but also stay within yourself when you're playing? He said, look, I have 26 guys in the clubhouse that keep me grounded when my emotions get hot. None other than Justin Turner. He's been one of those guys that's really taken PCA under his wing, and Craig Counsell echoed that. He said PCA is an emotional player, and October only amplifies that. Those moments, though, can be great teachers. He's still learning how to use that emotion when it helps him, when it maybe might get in the way, but that's the process of any player. And in the postseason, guys, everyone goes through it, and this is the best learning experience, just experiencing it firsthand.
Well, having his first 30-30 season this year, the fans love him. He is a crowd favorite. Why? Because of that emotion. Fans want to see players care, and no one cares more than Pete Crow Armstrong.
Question is for him, you tiptoe up to that line of letting it interfere with your play on the field. I mean, he's put together a tremendous campaign. He's going to be a star here for many years. Strikeout numbers, though, still a concern. 11 strikeouts in the postseason. Tied for the most on the team. And skipped in the dirt, contacted his bat.
Well, this is cricket style here with the breaking ball that bounces. Tony Gwynn, who hit .450 or more in his career against me, once had a base hit on a ball that bounced.
Well, the bowler on the mound, as it were,
the great
spikes another one.
The great Tony could do anything with a bat.
.79 pitches now for Peralta. Two and two to Crow Armstrong. And he lays off another one in the dirt.
Before he had that big 2-run single yesterday, he chased a first pitch way out of the strike zone, but then took a couple of pitches out of the strike zone. Having a similar at bat here.
And he flies one to center. Perkins makes the catch. So 2 outs. Swanson will bat. I wonder, Ronnie, later this game goes, the 3 runs for the Cubs, whether that'll be enough.
It's kind of similar to yesterday's game. They scored the 4 runs in the first and then held on for the 1-run victory.
I got you. Yeah, I know. I'm going to make sure.
Foul tip here off the bat of Swanson. Gets underneath of the catcher Contreras. Home plate umpire Lance Barksdale gives him some extra time. You could hear Lance with his southern drawl.
Barksdale, the crew chief. Cubs, remember, all 4 of their runs yesterday came in the first, none after. Aaron Ashby has been deployed as an opener and as a reliever. Warming for Milwaukee.
He's probably ready in case he gets some traffic in front of Bush, the leadoff hitter.
Swanson goes around and strikes out for the 2nd time. The 2025 National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. Michael Boyd feels like a man on a mission. 4 scoreless, 5 punch-outs, a 3-0 lead for the Cubs, looking to force a Game 5 on Saturday. 7, 8, and 9 due up here for Milwaukee in the 5th. And there's strike 1 to Sal Frelick.
Boy, he has such a great feel of that curveball tonight. He's got it on a string.
Went with a slider there. The last Cubs pitcher to not allow a run and had 5 or more strikeouts through 4 innings of a postseason game, Kyle Hendricks, Game 3 of the World Series. Frelick to right field and fair. This will kick off the wall. Suzuki has an arm, and Frelick dives in head first with a leadoff double in the 5th.
Well, there's the start that the Brewers have been looking for. I think it was a hanging breaking ball, one of the rare curveballs that have not been a good one from Boyd. Almost loses his helmet. Swung at that one so hard. The other 2 leadoff men to get on were via the walk. This time, a double by Frelick.
That's the 2nd hit for the Brewers. Corners pulled in with Perkins at the plate. Expecting a bunt. We'll see if they deploy it. Perkins takes one high of the zone.
Down by 3 runs here. Pat Murphy wants him to swing away, get a base hit, or at least move the runner over.
Does show bunt. It takes ball 2.
A guy like Perkins, a lot of times in these circumstances, he's bunting on his own because that bunting is part of his game, his offensive game.
3-0 to Perkins. And there's a strike.
This is really a Brewers' chance to pounce. The bottom of the order, if they can get some chaos on the bases, then you flip that order over to Yelich and the gang.
That's a 5-pitch walk to Perkins. Traffic for the Brewers. First and second, nobody out. And the Cubs get a man loose in their bullpen as Tommy Hotovy will come to the mound to chat with Matthew Boyd.
Well, the right-hander Palencia, he's been a guy the Council used as a closer for most of the summer, but he's been using him early in the game or in the middle of games to try to close innings down. Big start here for the Brewers here in the top of the 5th.
Milwaukee with multiple hits with runners in scoring position in every game this series.
Again, with the 9th place hitter up, Ortiz, the threat of the bunt for the Brewers to move the 2 runners up. Might be the reason that Boyd's still in there. Left-hander can break towards the third base line, maybe gets the force at third base.
Ortiz, a 2-hit game last night. Corners in. Bush a couple of steps on the grass. Joined by Shaw. Bunt is shown. No pitch thrown.
Good job there by faking that attempt at second base. Boyd allowed Ortiz to show his hand, to tip his hand that he's bunting.
Up the third base line, charging is Shaw. He throws on the run, but the bunt successful. The first successful sacrifice in this series. Ortiz does his job, and the lineup turns over.
That's about as good of a bunt that you'll see. You want to bunt it hard enough that you make sure the third baseman has to field it. If he has to field it, then there's no play at third base. Good job by coming in and getting that out at first.
Here's Yelich. Second and third, one out. A high strike one. Oh, 0-2.
The Cubs got a big 3-run home run from their most veteran player. Brewers are looking for that from Yelich, their most veteran player.
Boyd's 0-2. Yelich lays off.
Can't pop up or strike out. They're giving you a run by having the infield back. Got to put the ball in play.
Yelich holds his swing.
Barksdale, I think, called that for being low.
Huge moment of the game. 2-2 pitch. Yelich is gone.
What have we seen this entire game? The alternating of the slow with the hard. 2 changeups, one just missed down and then came in with a 2-seam fastball that tied up Yelich inside.
6 strikeouts for Matthew Boyd, and that will be all in a start he and the Cubs needed. Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Matthew Boyd completes his 4 2/3 with a strikeout and a standing ovation. And out of the bullpen for Chicago will come Daniel Palencia. Boyd responsible for the runners on 2nd and 3rd, but he's put Palencia in a position where all he needs is 1 out to get out of the jam.
That 1 out happens to be Jackson Chourio, who hit a 3-run home run against him in this series.
It was the back-breaking one in the 4th inning of Game 2 in Milwaukee.
On an 0-2 fastball.
Chourio leads the way with 6 runs batted in this series. 9 RBI, his first 6 career postseason games. And he tries to jump on the first pitch, pops it up instead. Swanson underneath it, and the inning is over. Matthew Boyd loving the quick out from Palencia. And the Cubs preserve a 3-0 lead. It's up to the bullpens now. Matthew Boyd out of the game for Chicago, and Freddie Peralta's night is over as well. Trevor McGill, injured towards the end of the regular season, comes out of the bullpen here in the 5th for the Brewers.
He was their closer for most of the season. In those 50 appearances, he had 30 saves. But a right flexor strain kept him out from late August to late September, where he just ended up pitching in Game 162.
He has one of the best fastballs in the game when he's on. The question is, how much confidence does he have in it?
Goes straight over the top with a dastardly curveball.
He's yet to locate the strike zone here. Scoreless 2/3 of an inning in Game 2 for McGill as he faces 9-1-2 for the Cubs in the home half of the 5th.
The crowd stands on a 3-0 count.
And it's a 4-pitch walk to Matt Shaw, who now has his 5th walk this series and reaches for the 2nd time tonight. Leadoff man aboard. Michael Busch at the plate. Not quite as much punch against left-handed pitching. He faces the hard-throwing righty here in McGill.
The Brewers bullpen's been almost perfect. 18 innings, only 1 run allowed. They're going to have to be perfect again tonight.
Good way.
Busch has been the most dangerous threat for the Cubs with a long ball.
He's been their best and most consistent hitter all season long. Remarkable numbers for Busch.
Tied for the most homers in the postseason with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Teoscar Hernandez. 0-2. Right down the pipe. 99.
Four-seamer out of his hand. Ball just sticks on that outside corner. McGill trying to keep Shaw close. He can run. I'd be surprised if they don't run him.
Trade out. I didn't want to get ready. We're trading out baseball.
Got a fresh baseball. Shaw had 17 steals during the regular season. Horner bats. Horner has been outstanding putting the ball in play this postseason. Entering today, hitting .391 in the postseason.
Oh, no. There we go.
And he goes around, says Chris Conroy, the first base umpire.
That's the second curveball he's thrown. Fools Horner as he does go around.
Does he go back to it on 0-2? Went with the heat. Another 0-2. McGill tried to induce a chase out of the zone. Nico Horner, who rarely strikes out. And Horner serves this to right. It is down for a base hit. A great piece of hitting from Nico Horner. And there are 2 on with 1 out.
When he gets to 2 strikes, Horner is looking, especially off the right-handed pitcher, to work that ball the other way. That was a nasty breaking ball from McGill that he served into right field. Great hitting by Horner this entire series.
Shaw had to hold up momentarily, only able to get to second. And McGill will leave traffic on the base paths as the Brewers make a pitching change. Players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action with the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Aaron Ashby enters the game, the lefty, and quite the jam. 2 on, 1 out here in the 5th. The Cubs looking to tack on insurance.
Well, the versatile reliever, he got 4 outs in game 1, started game 2. You're going to see a lot of sink and velocity on his fastball and a great overhand curveball.
Brewers leaned on him heavily down the stretch, a team high 30 appearances after the All-Star game. He'll face Kyle Tucker. Started this postseason 3 for 17, but a multi-hit night in game 3. Walked his first time. Bats with Shaw at second, Horner at first. And the Cubs up 3-0. Looking to stave off elimination for a second straight night. First pitch swinging, Tucker pops it foul. A lot of questions about whether Kyle Tucker will be back here in Chicago next year, a free agent at the conclusion of this season.
There's been a lot of good and some bad during the season. Which one do you evaluate?
Tucker's health has also played a role. He's been exclusively a DH since early September.
So 2 years in a row that he's had injuries that have taken him off the field. When he's right, one of the elite right fielders of the game.
Ball and a strike from Aaron Ashby. Third pitcher of the night for the Brewers. And he misses with the fastball. Both runners go. Pitch inside. Throw to third. Not in time. Double steal for the Cubs. They hadn't had a stolen base most of this series. Got 1 in game 3 and now have 2 on 1 play here in game 4.
Well, Shaw was waiting for his chance. I think Pat Murphy's not that happy with how he was held on at second, or not held on at second. That allowed Shaw to get the big running start. Steals the base pretty easily despite a good throw from Contreras. Horner behind him follows suit.
And now Milwaukee brings the infield in. Three balls and a strike to Tucker. Milwaukee's bullpen has allowed just 1 run this series. Payoff pitch. Low and away, ball 4. And the bases are loaded.
What a take by Tucker there. That was a nasty two-seamer with a lot of sink on it. Called low by Barksdale. Catcher Contreras couldn't really frame that and took it off the plate. It's a strike in our rectangle.
And would be a strike next year.
There you go. Or they at least challenge it.
Yep.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach, out to talk to his left-hander.
This is the guy you want at the plate. Seiya Suzuki. 11 extra base hits his last 11 games.
You know, Ashby has the repertoire with that sinking fastball to get a ball on the ground. That's what you need now, hopefully, to turn 2 if you don't get the strikeout.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Big spot for Suzuki, who takes strike 1.
Middle infielders, double play depth.
One from Ashby, and Suzuki had a pitch to hit.
Ashby just got it in enough to tie up Suzuki. Ball had a little cut and rode in on Suzuki. 2 grand slams in his career, both of them here at Wrigley for Suzuki.
Ian Happ, 3-run homer in the first, the only scoring so far. Two and 2 to Suzuki. That's off the corner.
You know, as a pitcher, you really want to make something happen on the 2-2 count. You don't want to get it to 3-2.
Payoff. Suzuki went around. Chris Conroy rings him up from first base. A massive strikeout for Ashby. 2 gone.
The curveball on 3-2. The guts to throw that pitch in that circumstance. And he gets the call from the first base umpire. I thought he went around.
And now Ian Happ with a drive to center field, but Perkins is there. Tried to jump on the first pitch, but the Cubs leave the bases loaded.
It's because of the gutsiest pitch here by Ashby. On a 3-2 count, he throws that great curveball. He gets the check swing from Suzuki, called by the first base umpire. That strands the bases loaded for the Cubs.
A strikeout, and then the fly out from Happ. And a big opportunity for the Cubs to tack on. Passes. Daniel Palencia stays in the game for the Cubs as he faces Contreras, Turang, and Vaughn here in the 6th.
Well, Craig Counsell calls his bullpen the outgetters. Palencia got 1, they need 12 more.
Contreras lines out to Shaw. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. A line out for Contreras. Bryce Turang bats here. Strang has struggled to find hits in this series. Struck out 7 times now. Cubs getting another reliever ready.
Drew Pomerantz is up for the Cubbies, 36-year-old veteran.
Pitched yesterday. On the ground, right side. Horner, beautifully done to his left for the second out of the inning.
Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness.
So with 2 outs and the bases empty, Andrew Vaughn will bat. And Vaughn scorches one to left. 2-out single for Andrew Vaughn.
The 2-out hitting Brewers. Gets a first pitch fastball and jumped all over it, did Vaughn.
Second 2-out hit for Milwaukee this evening. Caleb Durbin now. The rookie. Played a terrific third base, and he flies one to left field. Happ drifting back. He has a beat on it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 5.5 complete. The Cubs still lead 3-0. Coming scheduled tomorrow, Game 5 of the ALDS. All or nothing. Mariners, Tigers, winner take all. And if necessary, Game 5 in Milwaukee, Saturday night on TBS. Coverage getting underway at 7:30 Eastern. Cubs trying to survive another elimination game. Game 3 of the wild card, Game 3 of this series. They have not survived 3 straight elimination games since winning the World Series, coming back from down 3-1 against Cleveland in 2016.
That's right, Game 5, 6 and 7. Dexter Fowler with the leadoff home run in Game 7.
He's in the house tonight. Carson Kelly, the batter, as he takes one off the inside corner from Ashby. That one dots the corner at 98. While we talk about the Cubs and what they're trying to do for the Brewers, they're trying to avoid heading back to Milwaukee after failing to clinch twice here in Chicago. On the ground from Kelly. Off the short hop, Durbin unable to field it.
Well, difficult chance for Durbin. He made the right decision. He couldn't wait back on it because he'd lose the play. So he had to come in and try to get the short hop. He did not. He got the in-between hop. And at that point, you're just hoping that it hits right in the pocket, and it did not. In fact, after it hit the glove, it almost highlighted back to the plate.
Pete Crow Armstrong now, as he shows bunt. We're trying to bunt for a hit with 2 strikes in the second. attempts to bunt for a hit in this series are 0 for 3. And he bunts this right back to the mound. Ashby looks at second, fires a strike to first. Nobody was covering third. But the Brewers able to get Joey Ortiz to rotate around and get there, preventing an advance.
Well, that ball was running in on Pete Crow Armstrong, and it just clipped the bat right above his left hand. You want to pinch that bat and have your hand behind the barrel so you don't get clipped on the fingers.
So the sacrifice successful. And Dansby Swanson looks in, strike one.
It was interesting. The ball was bunted back to Ashby. I heard the infielders yelling 2-2. He did have a play at second base, but took the more conservative out at first.
And the Cubs, who really did not do this during the regular season, they're third of the postseason.
If you're the pitcher and the ball is bunted right back at you, you have to know the catcher's on first base. Catcher doesn't run great, so that's a chance that you could be aggressive, but he chose the conservative out. I mean, not in this series, but the game as a whole, there's not much bunting. So the pitchers don't spend a lot of time thinking about what to do with the ball when it's bunted back to them.
All those PFPs back in February and March.
That's right.
This is where they matter.
Sometimes long forgotten by now.
1-2 to Swanson. Chicago was the best team in baseball in OPS from their 6 through 9 hitters during the regular season, but have struggled in this series. Combined their OPS entering tonight in the postseason, 474, the worst of any remaining team. Ashby's 2-2. Ball 3.
So funny. There's a brand of baseball played during the 162, and then you get in the postseason. Looks like something from the 70s or the 80s. Playing for one run.
Matt Shaw on deck. Picked up his first career postseason hit with an infield single in the second. Swanson waiting on a payoff pitch. Here it comes, and it's ball 4. Both teams have had their chances. The Cubs getting their scoring done in the first inning on a 3-run homer from Ian Happ. Chris Hook out to chat with Aaron Ashby. And the rookie Chad Patrick warming up for Milwaukee.
Boy, he has looked so good in this postseason. 23 starts during the regular season. Well, if you're a Cubs fan, this is a heck of a time for Shaw to get his first hit. My fault. I wrote that as an error earlier, that play to Durbin at third base. That was, in fact, ruled a hit. Second hit then they're looking for.
What a spot it would be for it. 2 on, 1 out. Cubs with a 3-0 lead. And it's strike 1. Ashby going to the curveball on the corner.
He's got one of the best curveballs in the game. You can see why.
Really good rookie season for Matt Shaw. Former first-round pick of the Cubs just a couple of years ago. And Shaw pokes this into center for a base hit. They're waving around Kelly. And the Cubs extend their lead. An RBI single for Shaw to tack on some insurance in the 6th.
Well, the sacrifice bunt pays off. Nasty pitch here by Ashby. And swatted into center field by Shaw. Good bad ball hitting right there to drive in an insurance run.
How big might that 4th run be? Lineup turns over. Bush at the plate. First pitch swinging. Diving stop by Vaughn at first. And he'll win the foot race to the bag. He takes extra bases away from Michael Bush.
What a play by Andrew Vaughn. To his left, ball was smoked and with the dive, but also had the wherewithal to get over there. I don't think Ashby, the left-hander, was going to get over. He was a spectator at first, so Vaughn knew to get there and beats Bush to the bag. Left-handed pitchers follow through to the third base side. Sometimes it takes a while before they get over to first.
Aaron Ashby unable to hold the deficit at 3. And the Brewers make a pitching change here in Game 4.
Produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
The Brewers go to their 4th pitcher of the night in Chad Patrick, the rookie. He's been terrific for them in this postseason.
He's gotten 8 outs, 3 of them via the strikeout. Mostly a starter during the regular season. 23 starts as a rookie.
He was the International League Pitcher of the Year, AAA last season. Comes out of the pen to face Nico Hoerner, who has his third straight multi-hit game. Second and third, 2 out, and Hoerner fouls the first pitch back.
The Brewers have to have this out, and Hoerner has a chance to break it open.
Pair of singles for Hoerner. And he takes on the corner, 0-2.
Talking to Pat Murphy before the game today, said this young pitcher has really got an uptick by being in the bullpen. Saw more 88 to 91, 92 during the regular season. We've seen some fastballs 95, 96 from Patrick. Hoerner has told you that with 2 strikes, he's trying to work the ball the other way. So you have to keep him honest and pitch him inside occasionally with 2 strikes.
One, 2, and Hoerner bounces one to second. Terang makes the play, but the Cubs add some insurance. An RBI single from Matt Shaw, his first postseason RBI. The National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. Saturday, Big 12 football bringing the heat. Houston Cougars take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Live 12 Eastern on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. There's the Hawk, Andre Dawson. A great Montreal Expo, an even greater Chicago Cub.
Yeah, MVP here.
They're so great with their alumni here in Chicago. Drew Pomeranz out of the bullpen to face Sal Frelick.
Yeah, Andre Dawson, Lee Smith throughout the first pitch.
Yeah.
Dexter Fowler's going to sing the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game.
Frelick lays off a high fastball. Pomeranz is pitching for the 5th time in the Cubs' 7 postseason games.
Well, he had one of his best years this year. Get to this time of the season, Counsell trusting his veteran lefty.
4 perfect innings so far this postseason. And that's strike 3. Frelick rung up for the first out of the 7th.
This was really the first call from Barksdale that was called a strike up in the zone. Pretty good pitch from Pomeranz, who was trying to live in on the hands of Frelick. Frelick thought it was a little high. I'd have to agree.
Blake Perkins behind 0-1. We talked a lot about the Brewers bullpen, but this Chicago Cubs pen has been terrific as well, limiting the Brewers to just 1 run from the 5th inning onward in this series. Perkins behind 1 and 2. Called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Pomeranz.
Well, the first K was a fastball to Frelick. This time the breaking ball to Perkins, back door. And gets the call. Beautifully placed pitch from Pomeranz.
This bullpen excellence, a continuation for the wild card round. Just 3 earned in 17 2/3 then. Strike 1 to the 9-hole hitter Joey Ortiz. Pomeranz working quickly, looking for the punch out. 1 and 2. Ortiz stays alive. Brewers batters have struck out 8 times tonight. Ortiz smacks one to right. Suzuki makes a sliding catch. And it's a 1-2-3 7th. It stayed up there for Suzuki and Wright. And it's time to get up and stretch in Chicago. We're inside the booth presented by AT&T. Alex Faust, Ron Darling here with you. Dexter Fowler serenading the crowd.
That's
Take
right.
me out to the ball game. The Cubs leading 4-0.
He and Jason Hayward was there as well. Their World Series heroes. What a series this has been so far.
Cubs are trying to push this to a 5th game. Robert Gasser enters for the Brewers, making his first appearance of the series.
Only pitched 5 2/3 2 games this season for the Brew Crew.
Cubs adding a huge insurance run in the 6th.
Not bad, dude.
Kyle Tucker batting here, who's walked twice. The Brewers' largest postseason comeback win is 4 runs. Game 4 of the 1982 World Series. Tucker with a drive to center. Perkins going back. He looks up. It's gone. Is that the knockout blow that sends this series to a 5th game? Kyle Tucker with his first extra base hit of the postseason, and it's 5-0.
You haven't seen a lot of slug from Tucker since he came back from the injury, so that's a welcome sign for the Cubs. A long home run the opposite way.
Their prized acquisition in the offseason. And a huge one here tonight.
Well, Gasser got behind him 2-0. Came in with 2 fastballs. First one was fouled back, but this one wasn't missed.
On the ground from Suzuki. Durbin. His throw wide of the bag. And Suzuki is an infield single.
Well, this one down the line, and Durbin tried to get rid of it quickly to one-hop it over there to Vaughn, but the throw was off the bag.
You mentioned it earlier on. The pressure of being up 0-2 in this short best of 5 and not being able to close it out. These series can turn so quickly.
You know, I did the series in Arizona when they faced the Philadelphia Phillies. Craig Kimbrell came in the game. Alec Thomas hit a home run that changed that entire series. One swing of the bat.
Fly ball from Happ to left field. Pretty deep. Perkins in front of the ivy makes the catch. And a loud fly out from Happ.
Some good at-bats by Happ in this game. Hit a line drive with the bases loaded. That one just missed going out. Remember, he had the big 3-run home run to start the game. He's looking bemused like, how did that not go out? He felt like he covered it enough, but it stayed in play.
107 off the bat. First pitch swinging for Kelly.
I was talking about that home run that was hit by Alex Thomas in that series in 2023. First, we'll go to the replay here of the home run from Tucker. That changed that entire series around. I really felt like the Pete Crow Armstrong hit in yesterday's game was that kind of signature hit that might have turned this series around.
At the time, the Brewers were up 1-0. Michael Busch had tied it with a homer. And Armstrong had yet to do much of anything this series. Remember, he had a clutch hit in the wild card round in Game 3. Cubs facing elimination. Carson Kelly checks one deep to left field, but foul. No, it's gone. He thought it was foul off the bat. Instead, it's a two-run homer. And it's a 7-0 lead for Chicago.
Well, Pat Murphy's going to come out and question whether that was a home run or not. He's going to want the umpires to at least talk about it. They can go to the video replay. The problem you have here, this older ballpark, is that the foul poles are not that tall. So that home run cleared the foul pole, was too high. So it's going to be hard to tell. Went over the foul pole. You know, the ball, if it disappears on our camera, not from that view, the last view we had, if the ball disappears, that means it's on the foul side of the pole. If it doesn't disappear, then it's on the fair side of the pole. And if we show it from our low camera, again, not this look, this one. Once it disappears, that's usually on the wrong side of the pole, unless it just scraped it. I don't know. That's how close it was.
Looking at it live, Ron, I thought for sure it was foul, unless it grazed that pole, as you said. We have a replay review powered by Zoom. They take a look at New York, and they're looking at the same angles that you just saw at home.
So Kelly was hoping. Lance Barksdale, the umpire's taking a peek at it too. And really, once he gets the signal from the third base umpire, that's when Kelly started running. But clearly, to me, that looks like it passed on the foul part of the pole.
Lance Barksdale, the crew chief, awaiting word. Granting a couple of warm-up pitches to Gasser.
I think they've already announced it. Suzuki's going back to first. Kelly's going to the plate.
Yeah, they just didn't make an announcement in the stadium.
You know who has the best view of that? The visiting manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
On the first base side, which is unusual.
That's right. Pat Murphy would have the perfect view of that.
So it's a foul ball. A 2-ball, 2-strike count to Carson Kelly. I don't know if that'll have a factor in the outcome here tonight, but stranger things have happened.
Right.
Especially to this team. And in this park, roller up the middle. Ortiz charges, looks at second, and gets the out at first.
Well, it didn't look like Ortiz knew what to do with it. He was going to go to second, but then lost the handle, but didn't lose the play. But they're going to probably challenge this one too. I thought he was safe at first. That looks like at least a tie, right? They're going to check it.
First base.
Carson Kelly with the most checks per the net bat.
Both teams get 2 challenges, remember, in the postseason. Another replay review powered by Zoom. Webbing in the glove, right?
Yes. Well, he called him out. I think it's going to be hard to reverse when you see it like that. Of course, everyone here in Wrigleyville is seeing the replay and thinks he's safe at first, but they're a bit biased here. This goes against Kelly. This is about the toughest at bat you could ever have.
Right. Crowd chanting their opinion.
After review, call in the field stand. The runner's out.
Wow. A homer that barely scrapes past the foul pole on the wrong side. And then as close a play as you can get at first base. And after all of that, Carson Kelly is retired.
What a crazy 7th inning this has been.
And with all of that, Seiya Suzuki at second base, Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Couple of bunts laid down from PCA tonight. One going for a hit, one a sacrifice that was successful that led to insurance run for the Cubs in the 6th. Free swinging there, can't catch up to the fastball.
Out.
2-2. Time is called. He's looking down the third baseline, Ronnie, and seeing a lot of instructions being given from the Cubs third base coach, Quentin Berry. Looking at Suzuki at second.
Trying to get a bigger lead from his right fielder.
Two from Gasser. In the dirt, blocked by Contreras.
Gasser came to the Brewers in the Josh Hader trade from San Diego. Hader to San Diego, Gasser to Milwaukee.
That's ball 4. Brewers pitchers tonight have issued a lot of walks. Dansby Swanson here as Chris Hook comes out to the mound. I believe that's the 3rd mound visit without a pitching change for Milwaukee, so they would only have one left until the 9th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong with a 2-out walk prolonging the inning. Now 6 walks issued by Brewers pitchers.
Chris Hook just talking to his young left-hander. A little unsettled, control issues here in his postseason debut.
The Cubs have done exactly what Craig Counsell wanted them to do. Have better plate discipline. 13 times they've had 6+ pitch at bats. Skipped in the dirt, and Swanson jumps out of the way. Swanson, a scorching one-hopper. Durbin races to the bag and ends the inning. A homer from Kyle Tucker to make it a 5-run lead. Is that enough for the Cubs to force a Game 5? The NLDS is presented by Booking.com. On Fox, a Game 5 in Seattle. The Mariners and Tigers in a winner-take-all. Will we see a winner-take-all Game 5 in this series? If necessary, Saturday, 7:30 on TBS. Brad Keller enters for the Cubs.
2 saves so far in the postseason. The Game 1 of the wild card and the game yesterday.
Six outs to warm up the buses and send them to Milwaukee. Yelich 0 for 2 tonight. Marvelous season for this Milwaukee team. But up against it after failing to clinch last night. And now down 5-0 tonight. Yelich draws a leadoff walk, however. The U.S. men's national team is back in action. They take on Ecuador tomorrow as U.S. soccer celebrates Hispanic Heritage Night. We will as well. Our coverage gets underway 7:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT and streaming on HBO Max.
Keller does have an Achilles heel. He sometimes is wild.
Well, we saw that in Game 3 of the wild card. Nearly derailed that game in the 9th.
Counsell doesn't like what he sees so far from his tall right-hander. Words of encouragement from the catcher Kelly. Comebacks with this type of deficit usually don't happen unless there's some mistakes and walks.
He's behind Jackson Chourio. And that's ball 2.
Chourio just gave up on that pitch, got out of the box, so they're taking a strike, I would think, against Keller.
Make him throw one.
You need base runners. A lot of times, deep in a game like this, you will take a strike, especially against a guy who's wild.
Carson Kelly putting that glove up, saying right there. Chourio, fly ball to right, sending Suzuki back, but that'll stay in the yard. And he'll make the catch on the warning track. One gone in the 8th. William Contreras has yet to record a hit in this game. And he was looking for one there. Double and a homer in the series. Ball and a strike. The Brewers have never come back from down 5 runs in a postseason game in their franchise history.
Good breaking ball there by Keller, his best one.
Contreras bouncing ball up the middle. Swanson the flip for one. On to first. It's a double play. And the inning is over. Baseball presented by Geico. Get more with Geico. We might be headed for more baseball on Saturday. Ian Happ began the night with a bang. A 3-run homer in the first for the Cubs. So far, that's the only offense they've needed. They've added more. It's a 5-0 lead for Chicago. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Matt Shaw at the plate. What a night for him. Picked up his first career postseason hit in the 2nd. An RBI single in the 6th. Walked for the 5th time this series in between those two. Robert Gasser remains in the game for Milwaukee. At this point, I wonder, Ron, how much preservation of arms is key here for the Brewers thinking about a potential Game 5 on Saturday.
It's paramount for them now because, you know, their Game 5 might be a bullpen game like they tried in Game 2. Quinn Priester, does he play a role? Only got two-thirds of an inning yesterday, but 5 times, I believe, this year he pitched as a bulk inning pitcher. He could start a reliever, go to Priester. Mizorowski could play a part.
Milwaukee's starting pitching is just so thin. They went with their 2 best starters remaining here at Wrigley in games 3 and 4. Quinn Priester and Freddie Peralta. A big loss for them is Brandon Woodruff. As this is driven to left by Shaw and will land foul. Brandon Woodruff coming back from a shoulder injury and multiple setbacks before finally making his debut, and then a lat injury ended his season prematurely. There he is. Boy, would they love to have just one more starting pitcher.
Foul.
Count runs full here on Shaw. And Shaw with a fly ball. Churio. One gone. Well, the party is louder, the plays are bigger, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Banana Ball Championship is Saturday night on True TV and HBO Max. A sensation everywhere they go.
Sell out everywhere they go, right?
No doubt. Michael Busch here. And Busch with a high fly ball, deep right field. That ball is gone. Number 4 for Busch in the postseason.
3 home runs in this game for the Cubs. This is what the offense for the Cubs looked like in the first couple of months of the season. They spent 111 days in first place. And the Brewers had that 14-game win streak, and they never looked back. Brad Murphy says home runs are thrown, not hit. That one was middle for Busch, who's red hot.
Nitro zone. As Horner lines one to left. And the hits just keep on coming for Chicago tonight.
And Nico Horner in this series.
His 3rd of the night.
It's a breaking ball that he pulls to left field, hit on the line by Horner. He's had so many 2-strike hits. This one he gets early in the count.
There were high expectations for this Cubs team coming into the season, with the acquisition of Kyle Tucker at the center of it. All their big names were dominant in the first half. Tucker, Suzuki, Bush, Crow, Armstrong. As Tucker lines one up the middle. And then they all scuffled in the second half. All seemingly at the same time.
Well, they're not scuffling in this game. Cubs are putting on a laser show here late in the game.
1 through 5 in their lineup tonight. 8 for 20, 3 homers, 5 runs batted in. Looking a lot like what the Cubs thought this team would look like at the beginning of the season. And it may come down to just one game. 90 miles north of here.
You and I are going to really get to know I-94, aren't we?
This rivalry meant nothing prior to 1998, before interleague play was a regular thing that had just been introduced. And the Brewers moved to the National League, and even then they hadn't met in the postseason until this year. That's where rivalries are forged.
Helped along with council changing sides.
Oh, no doubt. That poured gasoline all over it, especially for the folks in Milwaukee who saw their native son go to the big city down south. And all the narratives, all the buildup, all the angst, they come down to one night. Suzuki with a fly ball to center. Perkins underneath it. 2 gone. Well, this is the drive. Just 90 miles separating these two cities. A season series that was won by the Cubs by just 1 game. And so many ties that run deep. Brewers will have 3 outs to avoid making that drive for a Saturday game. They'll have Terang, Vaughn, and Durbin in the 9th.
Go, William.
Well, they were going to make the drive anyway. They just didn't want to play a game.
Yeah, it's true. They would, in theory, host on Monday the NLCS. Brewers, by virtue of having the best record in the regular season, home field throughout the playoffs. And that's what they've earned for a home game, if necessary, in Game 5. It took a decider in the wild card for the Cubs to advance. On the verge of forcing one here in the NLDS. 0-2 to Ian Happ, who started the night with a 3-run bomb. What must that mood be like for the Brewers right now? On the ground from Happ to short, gobbled up by Ortiz. And we head to the ninth. 3 homers for the Cubs. Ian Happ in the first, Kyle Tucker in the 7th, Michael Busch in the 8th. A 6-0 lead for Chicago. Chicago, 3 outs for the Brewers to avoid being sent back to Milwaukee for a Game 5. Caleb Thielbar comes out of the bullpen for his 2nd appearance of the series. He's ahead on Bryce Terang on 1.
You know, we spent our open talking about the great job the Brewers bullpen has done. Got to give the Cubs bullpen their due in this ball game and in the series.
Bouncing ball from Terang, handled by Horner, the Gold Glove winner. Andrew Vaughn batting here. We've talked a lot about where the Brewers bullpen has held the Cubs at bay. Just 1 run allowed by the Cubs bullpen the last 2 games. Where will they go if there's a Game 5 for a starter? That's another question that needs to be answered.
Yeah, will they go back to Shota Imanaga, who had a rough start in Milwaukee?
Remember, as much as the Brewers are down a starter, Chicago without Cade Horton. One and 2 to Vaughn. Brewers fans are sick of hearing about it too. The heartbreak in close calls in clinching games.
Well, really, they have to look at it this way. They held serve in Milwaukee. Cubs are doing it here in Chicago. They're going to have a home game for Game 5.
2 gone in the 9th.
Oh, that great work. The 97 wins. All of that will provide them with a home game for Game 5 and an advantage.
Last hope for the Brewers, Caleb Durbin. On the ground is short. Swanson is there. It'll be a winner-take-all Game 5 on Saturday as the series shifts back to Milwaukee. It's what you want as a baseball fan. If you don't have a dog in the fight, this is what it's all about.
Craig Counsell looking for one good start from his starters. Got it today from Matthew Boyd. Just outstanding.
They fly the W twice here at Wrigley. The The Brewers last won a winner-take-all game in 2011. The Cubs just last week. The Chicago Cubs will try to become only the 8th team in the history of this division series format to come back from down 0-2 to win a series. Down to the field, Lauren Jabara.
Thanks so much, Ian. First inning, fireworks. What is it about this team and getting things going early?
We've been doing a really good job of starting the game off. I think guys getting on base and just a big swing there, giving us a chance to get up, and credit to Matty Boyd for what he did tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about Matt Boyd for a second. He was putting on an absolute clinic for 4 innings. I mean, mixing the slow with the fast. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, he was just super effective. He did a good job of controlling himself. When he was out of the zone, he got right back in there. He was really commanding the curveball today and keeping them off balance. He was fantastic.
Offensively, I mean, we've seen so many people contribute, but Michael Busch, Nico Horner, their first playoff experience. What have you seen from those two guys?
Yeah, I mean, Busch has been exceptional. The home runs are ridiculous. And Nico at the top of the lineup there has been such a table setter for us. Just, he's on base all the time. Tuck did a great job today getting on base and giving Say-a-Night chances, which is great.
I know we talked last week about how special it's been for you being here since 2017, building something new from that 2016 World Series team. You guys have worked your way back to tie this series, winner take all on Saturday. What gives you confidence in your team?
This team, this group, they're a special group. Everybody's contributed all year long. Bullpen's been fantastic, and you know, we've had a pretty good atmosphere here for a couple days. It's pretty special.
Ian, congratulations. We'll see you Saturday.
All right, thank you.
There will be a winner-take-all, Game 5 on Saturday. Final score here tonight, Cubs 6, Brewers 0. Our coverage will begin Saturday, 7:30 Eastern on TBS. For Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara, and the entire crew, this is Alex Faust saying goodbye. You've been watching TBS, exclusive home of the NLDS and NLCS. We send you to Adam Lefkoe in the studio. It's time for the closer presented by Genesis Motor America.
God bless you. Double pro. I'm on this sound fairly no. DJ Softy man. I'm on you be. Idiot no. Love what you give to me. It's sweet past you got cane. I not go like you dey hide me past okay. See the way she just the wine. She the one pass up piano do. I swear to God, now she did do me do. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, I will never go away. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you don't give me love again, you go make me go insane. Comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comfort your so she dey beautiful. Anytime I see her face, you, I go just tell a fool. Now because of you, my guys, them they call me big fool. Big fool, man. See the way she soft to you, she be like foo. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, I will never go away. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you don't give me love again, you go make me go insane. Comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comforty, reload, give me. place. Double pro. Yeah. God bless you, know. I'm on this song, yeah. Double pull on the miss. Yeah. DJ Safety, man. I see you. I'm on this song, yeah.
Как тяжко мертвецу среди людей, живым и страстным притворяться. Но надо в общество втираться, скрывая для карьеры лязг костей. Живые спят, мертвец встает из гроба, и в банк идет, и в суд идет, в сенат. Чем ночь белее, тем чернее злоба, и перья торжествующе скрипят. Мертвец весь день трудится над докладом, присутствие кончается, и вот нашептывает он, виляя задом, сенатор узкобрезный анекдот. Уж вечер мелкий дождь зашлепал грязью прохожих и дома и прочий вздор, а мертвеца к другому безобразию с крыши ощущений несет таксомотор. Как тяжко мертвецу среди людей, живым и страстным притворяться. Но надо в общество втираться, скрывая для карьеры лязг костей. Живые спят, мертвец встает из гроба, и в банк идет, и в суд идет, и в сенат. Чем ночь белее, тем чернее злоба, и перья торжествующе скрипят. Мертвец весь день трудится над докладом, присутствие кончается, и вот нашептывает он, виляя задом, сенатор узкобрезный анекдот. Уж вечер мелкий дождь зашлепал грязью прохожих и дома и прочий вздор, а мертвеца к другому безобразию с крыши ощущений несет таксомотор.
Вы стоите на моем пути, такая живая, такая красивая, но такая измученная. Говорите все печально, думаете о смерти, никого не любите и презираете свою красоту. Что ж, разве я обижу вас? О нет, ведь я не насильник, не обманщик и не гордец. Хотя много знаю, слишком много думаю с детства и слишком занят собой. Ведь я сочинитель, человек, называющий все по имени, отнимающий аромат у живого цветка. Сколько ни говорите о печальном, сколько ни размышляете о концах и началах, все же я смею